What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Road to Recovery YouTube channel, a video series to encourage men battling porn addiction. In today's episode, I want to share with you guys my story about how my porn addiction began and how I was able to start my recovery process from porn addiction. My porn addiction started with a good old-fashioned Google search. This is around the age of 10 or 11 years old. So we're going to go all the way back to the year 2010. That's around when my porn addiction began. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was kind of disgusted with what I saw. I had the urge to search for porn just kind of out of the normal curiosity of wanting to know what the female body looked like. And at that time, I was more into what I saw out of swimsuit models and content of that nature. I wasn't quite ready for hardcore pornography yet. Now, some years before this, I was sexually abused by a kid that was slightly older than me. And as a child, you're still trying to figure out what's natural, what's not natural, what's right and what's wrong. So there are layers of shame that are brought about from this. And I share this with you guys because there's a power in sharing your story. You have to acknowledge your past in order to be able to change your future. I remember growing up, entering into my teen years, I read a book with my family that was about how girls were too aggressive and boys were too clueless. And I was raised in a Christian household, so I was taught the typical values of purity and saving yourself for marriage. And this was confusing to me because I was being taught that women were a good thing down the road when it comes time for marriage, but all the urges that you're feeling right now are bad. So naturally, this made me feel like a mini monster. I was having all these urges and desires, but I was being taught the complete opposite of what I was feeling. So I wasn't ready to share this information with anyone, but I would pray to God every night that He would take away my porn addiction. Yet I was stuck in the cycle of porn addiction. Now, as I became a teenager, I started to become more introverted. I didn't really want to go out with my friends quite as much. I was already starting to be shaped by the cycle of porn addiction. You see, I did have a natural desire to be in a relationship, but at the same time, I was being taught that these relationships were bad. And through all the porn that I watched as a teenager, I had already been imprinted by this and had taught myself that I could meet my needs with porn use. Little did I know that this was a poor substitute. There was one night where I even reached out to an escort. And this isn't what you guys are thinking. I didn't reach out to this escort because I wanted to have sex with her. Rather, I wanted to talk with her. So after I sent the message telling her that I just wanted to talk with her, obviously the conversation ended there. Didn't get a message back. But this just shows you guys that there is a natural desire for relationships. But our porn addiction, it traps us in a never-ending cycle. So fast forward to when I met my wife. This is now the year 2017, and we get married in 2018. And boy, did I mess up big time. I didn't tell my wife about my porn addiction. So, of course, inevitably, she was going to find out about this. And about a year into our relationship, in the year 2019, she had discovered my porn addiction and confronted me about this. Of course, I told her it would never happen again. But we all know that's a lie. And this cycle continued for quite some time. I'd say about over the course of a year, my wife and I had many arguments about my porn addiction. And I have to give credit to my wife. She's the one that called me out on my bullshit. She told me that I was a liar and that I had a problem. For over a year, we were arguing about my porn addiction, but I never realized how severe of an addiction it really was. I don't even know that I necessarily recognized it as an addiction. I would look around me at all the other men and say to myself, they do it too, so what's the big issue? But my wife was able to share with me a video that explained why porn addicts are compulsive liars. And this is really where my recovery process began. In the year 2020, I was able to join a program, and for the first time in my life, I was porn free for over 90 days. The 90 days was just the starting point. The first year into this program, there were many difficulties, and there have been many more difficulties, but it's a growing process. At first, when there were slip-ups, my wife would see it as taking a step back. But looking back at my life, I'm able to see how I was able to learn and grow from each slip-up. It's really just a part of the process of being able to recover from porn addiction. Now I'm happy to report with you guys that I'm in the stage of my life where I am maintaining my recovery. I am maintaining living a porn-free lifestyle since 2022. Honestly, I have my wife to thank for seeing my potential and being able to shape me into the man that I've become. There's a real power in being able to share our stories. And I know this video is different than the videos I normally make, but hopefully you guys were able to find hope in this video. Hopefully you could see parts of yourself in this video, or maybe something that you can implement into your recovery. I want to hear your guys' story, so please share your story in the comments down below. Let's fill up the comment section with encouragement. And I'll leave you guys with that. All right, until next time.